Rand has a very
Sit down there, Rexy boy. Let me see how we're framed.
big.
So I can see.
No, turn the camera.
Philosophy is
The
See, I was thinking the whole thing needs to come
the
this way.
strength of
Just
the
a touch.
individual.
All right.
That's what the overall
Underlying tone.
I would say is her.
I think it was a dude.
No, it's a woman.
It's a woman. Anne Rand.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But it would be like I'm saying, it would be an overall.
Why does that seem so washed out?
Because
That looks worse.
hold on.
Turn off the overhead.
What's that noise it's picking up? My phone.
Feedback from your phone.
Yeah, it's from your phone. Turn your phone off if you're going to be in here with us. Yeah, you don't. You trying to be on watching while you're sitting here with us. It's not really going to help.
That help? That
Yeah.
helped a little.
A little bit. It's better-ish. See, that's not it. That didn't. It's more of a camera distance. I think it's the fact that you got the little webcam so far away.
Oh gosh.
That's better. Yeah, I think that's what it's been the whole time, like I was saying.
No, it wasn't.
Rixie boy.
It was not like he was saying. He says a lot of things that I don't listen
I
to.
do say a lot of things, and most of it isn't worth listening to. That's the truth. But you're here to listen to us now with Karmic Transmission here, coming at you tonight from my my home is where we do this kind of thing, is right here with the family close at hand, the Karmic family close at hand. You know, I'm Jake Vanderlyn. I got Rex and Clint Vanderlyn here with me, the brothers. Actually, age oriented tonight. You believe that? We go in order.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
It's unreal. But as always, best place to find out what we're doing, what we're about, check out our website, karmicandkarnic.com. If you want to make your impact felt with us and start making your change with us here in the world, you can click on the button that says Make Your Impact and buy a family food gift. All that food goes to local food pantries right here in Salt Lake or wherever we're at when we're making our delivery, because that's the karmic way, is wherever we are, when it's that time of the month, we make a delivery. What are you nodding?
I'm doing this.
Rexy.
I was just trying this while you were talking.
Oh, you're going to fiddle fart around with everything
How's
while
that?
you're doing
That look
stuff?
better? Yeah, that looks better.
Yeah, a little kind of, I don't know. You do you, man. Keep doing you. Other than that, find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. No TikTok. We don't do TikTok.
Ain't got time for TikToks.
Ain't got time for ticking the talks.
We're too
Too
old.
many talks to tick.
We're
is what we
too
got.
old for that.
It's true. So
the Chinese anyway.
Yeah.
So,
they got
For
weather
the
balloons.
Chinese and our children.
yeah.
Ain't
got time for
turn that off. That way we're not getting into background noise.
I chew, I say, with my
You sure did.
soda pop open.
I chew with the can.
Bless
It's first Karmic Transmission of February. You believe that?
It is February.
It's February already.
Yeah.
Dead
First
birthdays
month
this
of
month.
2023 in the books.
Yeah,
Mhm.
February. I have to say that to spell it.
Oh, that's
It
how I.
spells like a weirdo.
Mhm.
That R and the U and all that other
February.
Mhm.
February.
Yeah, it really
It's
fudged
true.
up the February. So
Glad we didn't spell it. I thought we would have an X in there.
I wish I
something
would have
like
spelled it.
So what would you spell, like FEBYOO?
PHOEU
Oh, God.
with one of them with
Umlauts.
them two
No,
dots.
you wouldn't.
Them
You're-
two
you're
dots.
gonna go Dutch. You're
No,
gonna go
two
exactly phonetic. So it'd be
Exactly.
like FEBYOO.
Yeah. Yeah.
February. February.
February. I don't know. Now that we've got me put on the spot, I'd spell it like, I'd put them umlauts, them two dots,
No, believe it when I
like
see it.
Coven.
Yeah,
Coven.
I'm not even going to try to come up with an original
Coven or
spelling.
Coven.
I got too many of them covered.
No.
Covered with
Coven
Coven.
sounds like oven, man.
It does totally sound like oven, and it can't be oven.
Mm-hmm.
Coven.
Can't be. It's got to be Coven.
So this is an American podcast.
Coven.
Yeah.
It's
So-
an American podcast.
For those
they
of
have
you
one of
wondering
those?
what we're talking about, you need to watch American Movie.
Yeah. Do they
It's
have an
true.
American
They do-
podcast?
they can't.
Do they do a lot? Well, yeah.
Mike died.
Mike died.
Mike Shank died.
You did?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
2 months ago. He died in December.
The greatest scream
That's
of
horrible.
terror
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
horror that has
Greatest
ever been.
scream ever.
And greatest reaction after the scream
Oh, yeah.
by him and Mark.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing.
Dude, that's
dude.
it's epic.
Dude. Well, it is epic. It's
Yeah.
like
Everything about that was.
I think we're due for another watch soon.
it's
It's been a
well,
while.
and it's the best thing in the world because it's what everybody here, everybody watching, everything. It's the American dream. It's chasing
Yeah.
greatness out of mediocrity.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
we're all stuck right now doing the same damn thing over and over again. But in that, it gives you the ability to just chase and dream and do something a little bit different. And that's what's so
Well,
great about that show.
it's-
And those two together,
Yeah.
that no matter how hard it gets, no
It's
matter
the
how
only movie of its kind.
Yeah.
Because it's a
is.
documentary that is both amusing
yeah, it's
but inspiring.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be the
and-
mockumentary.
Well,
you
that's
know,
just
it's-
it.
it
It is-
actually stays
It
true.
is a
So-
documentary in every
Yeah.
way, shape, and form. It's a documentary.
Right.
And though halfway through you might think it's made up and it can't possibly be real, it's a documentary through and through.
Well,
every step
and
of the way.
it's just,
And it's
but the struggle's real, and through it, that's part of the story too. Is that once you get so down in the bottom, just the fact that you tried, Americans, and like the idea behind the whole movie pays off in the long run because he became famous
Well, there's
for what it was.
what's great about
And
Mark
so-
is he is
We love a
he
good
has
try.
great philosophies.
Oh yeah,
He
he's
does.
a genius.
Mhm.
One of my favorites is it's better to create and complete
Then
than to drink and
drink and
dream.
dream. Well, that's
It's time to stop drinking and dreaming, man. Start to create and
King
complete.
Kobe would
complete.
say that all the time.
Dude, I had that etched on the back of Ayame's Windows tablet that we bought her like 8 years ago that got
Yeah.
stolen from our house.
Oh,
That's
Yeah, because
funny.
dude, that quote is as iconic as it comes.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
That's what
It's
I
a
mean.
good
Is he's the everyday. He's every man. He's
Yeah.
he's us.
it's
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, do they have an American podcast? He should be doing something
I
like
think-
that.
he did a lot of stuff with the Comic Cons and touring and stuff like that. He kind of caught that wave. And I'll bet if Mike was still around, that could be a very successful podcast because those two playing off each other was really essential in that movie
Well, I
and
can't.
in the entire story. You know,
I can't. I don't remember what the guy's name is, but he should get that blonde dude,
Kenny.
Kenny, to do it with him. That, the
Kenny
creepy
is
guy.
the friend that the mom doesn't
The,
like.
yeah.
She's just the bad.
the
The
bad,
influence.
influence.
The bad-
His
Kenny's the
mom,
bad
his
influence.
mom's like, oh, that's Kenny. Oh, jeez. Oh, she's so funny. That whole show is just great, but
Uncle
Yeah,
Mike
Bill.
or Uncle
Uncle
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah.
Uncle Bill
It's
with the wicked ass toenail.
yeah,
mhm.
I can relate. If you guys don't know, go back and watch
Yeah,
that whatever
Rex's
DDK
toenail
was.
video.
Holy hell!
Do
Yeah.
what you can, however you gotta get it. American movie. That's our movie recommendation.
Bingo.
Of the
That's
month.
not just it. That's our life recommendation
Yeah.
for the month.
No kidding.
Because, like I'm saying, that's what we're here doing. Is everybody's chasing, trying to find a way to be something bigger and better than what they are at the moment by just loving and like building the community around them. And that's what he did. Brought everybody local talent and gave them a chance to do something incredible.
Mhm.
And through it, now here we are 25, 30 years later, still talking about those people and the impact that they had in our lives.
Yeah.
And that's what the dream's
And
about.
And it's
Like
even
that-
more so.
That dude that dresses up goofy, that old
The
guy,
British guy.
the Umlauts, the Coven guy,
Yeah.
like cold as hell, and you just
So
yeah,
It goes to show you that the world's measure of success isn't the barometer that everybody should be held to. Because to
Good
me,
point,
those
yeah.
people are as successful as anybody for the simple fact that they made something that we are talking about 30 years later.
Yeah.
That's success if nothing else, because how many people made a whole ton of money but can't remember their name for shit, or any impact that they made. It's kind of like Jim Leahy,
Yeah.
old John Dunsworth. But
Yep.
just incredible people are capable of leaving any impact. So don't let your potential be, squandered.
well, sure,
Yeah.
I wouldn't make sense, wouldn't be good.
No.
So yeah, but those guys in American movie, they talk about how like they're chasing the dream, but sometimes you have to have a stopover, another dream to complete it to be able to get to where you're going. And that's always a big lesson to remember, is that you got to bite off and take life as you can, and take the steps that are available to you. And that's one of the issues that like we talk about with people with a business like Karma, or just being in the economic game period, is it's such a big bite to take off and chew. And that's one thing that we did in Karma, was try to make it so that everybody could play. Because just like him, he gets some old black and white camera that looks great. He does his whole spiel on it, but it's all just to get people to come together to try to make something special. And that's what it's about. And it doesn't take a lot. It just takes consistent effort and actually following through and doing it. Because before he could finish and make Coven, what did he have to make?
Well, no, he had to make Coven to make American Movie.
No.
Well, no.
It's
The documentary guys made
American Movie.
But his films.
He was making
it's
North by
North by Northwest.
No, it was
something like that.
Northwestern.
Northwest.
Northwestern.
North by
Northwestern.
North by Northwest.
Northwestern, the Great American Movie is what it was called.
Yeah. But he has to make Coven to
He has
get
to
there. And
finish
you need so
Coven.
many units, so you got to take it
Yeah.
and chop it up and understand what you can do at the moment to actually move it forward. And that's what's happening with us here at Karma. We take bites and try to understand how to play the economic game, how to play the social media game, how to do this kind of stuff and make it so that way we can talk directly to you guys about what we want to do, because what we want to do is what you want to do. That's the best way to explain it in the world, is it's karma. Everything that you've ever wanted to do. We want to make it so that being good is the action that you take in this world to be in the economic game. You don't need a new hustle. You don't need some way, some new gimmick, some new thing to try to make money, because we don't need that in the world. How many more Airbnbs do we need? How many more drop shipping Amazon guys do we need? How many people do we need making their fortune, ripping off YouTube videos and redoing them and redubbing them, so that we don't need that anymore. We need people getting fed. We need people taking care of each other and loving each other. That's what we need to start investing in. Investing in ourselves and investing in the people around us. Let's see what that does.
Yeah.
Let's see how far we can get doing that.
Yeah.
Instead of investing, like we said, in ATM machines, or what other gimmick have you seen on YouTube? What other ad of side hustle do you need to do? Do you need more of that in your life, or do you need good karma in your life?
Well said, man.
Do you need to be able to just have an opportunity to get involved in the economic game, doing something that doesn't just benefit you, but it benefits other people as well? Let's make it no longer a consumption-based economy, but a production-based economy. It's moving us into the future. It's giving people the opportunity, just like Mike and Mike took. Isn't it Mike and Mike? Or are they both Mike? Mark and Mike.
Mike.
Is being able to be courageous, do something that people think is silly. Even the people that love you and your family. One of the best parts in it is when his dad is like, "Oh, yeah, Mark, he screws off," and like everybody can tell you that no, you can't do something amazing. But that's what we're trying to do, because what else is there to do except for something amazing?
Well, he was chasing
Everything
his-
else has been done. There's
his
already
passion.
enough
That's the thing.
Airbnbs.
He's
There's already, it's
chasing
already happened
his
enough.
dream. And his dad said it best when he's like, if Mark
Yeah.
completed half the things that he talked about, he'd sure have done a whole lot.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and that's
and
the
that's
biggest part.
everybody. That's
Yeah.
everybody in the world.
Like we're
How
saying,
human is
small
that?
bites.
Mhm.
COVID, you know, small bites, little things that you can do.
Mhm.
So $50 a month to get into the economic game, start being an entrepreneur, start, you know, having all of those benefits and all of the abilities to just think of yourself in a little bit higher and a little bit different of a way. I'm not just a part of the economic matter. I'm a part of, I'm a machine in it. I can build and create and generate and create wealth. You know, it gives you that ability by doing something that's easy enough that you already want to do. Help out the people around you and even the ones that you don't know. You know,
Yeah.
it's good karma. That's all we want to do. We're screaming for ways to try to find a way to make money, to find a way to earn an income, to try to generate wealth. And the best way that we can do it is to take care of each other, to build not only the community, but build ourselves. Because if you cannot take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And that's why karma has to go full circle.
Mhm.
That's why charity falls short, is because you're expected to give and get nothing back. But that doesn't even follow physics. That's not science. That doesn't. A circuit, electricity does not move until the circuit is complete. It's the same thing with life. It's energy. That's what we're dealing with. The circuit has to be complete. You have to be able to earn something back from being able to generate and give something. Then it becomes symbiotic. Boom, and it starts moving. And so, yeah, it's been on my mind a lot lately. We're trying to build this thing and do something amazing, but it can't get a much better of an analogy than drunk in your basement eating a turkey leg, talking about how nobody understands you like Mark does.
Erasing the whiteboard too early.
Erasing the whiteboard too early and talking about your numbers, because
Yeah.
that's how real it is in the struggle, trying to find any and
Yeah.
every opportunity it is to chase your dream, be who you're supposed
Well,
to be.
it's, that movie's the perfect snapshot of just that dreams and struggle
Oh yeah, exactly.
and chasing.
And the
your
unexpected way in which the dream becomes reality,
Yeah.
because he got exactly what he wanted. He was able to make the movie. He
Yeah.
got the fame, but it wasn't how he thought it was going to be.
That's right.
But it was because he was genuine.
Yeah.
Because the product that he was delivering wasn't tainted by anybody else's idea or ambition, because it was their drive, their desire. And that's what this means. I don't know what your karma is. I don't know what action makes you want to move in this world, but I'd sure like to put a little money and energy behind it. And the best way that I can think to do that is for us to come together on one common action, feeding people. So that way we can put our money towards it, duplicate it, generate it, and try to start making it so that way, whatever your dream is, we can make that a reality. Because that's what we all want to do.
Right.
It's not my idea, it's our idea.
Well, I
It's
truly believe
reflection.
that this business is the spark of just a flame tsunami
A flame tsunami.
of just changing
Yeah.
the way everybody thinks and does business.
Oh, yeah.
Because, okay, we feed everybody in the world. Okay, well then let's get companies that shelter everybody. In the
Yeah.
world.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
It's
when you're building community by building up yourself. I truly believe if you want that perfect world, then be the perfect person.
Yeah.
You know, so
you have to
which
take
nobody's perfect, but
you have
that's
to take
what
the
you're striving
action.
for.
You have to take the effort, do the and put the energy up, do the karma. You know, so that's why, because that's like you're saying, you've got to be the world you want to see. So you got to put that action and energy out.
It's a true statement.
Yeah, it's yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I think everybody does. I honestly, genuinely think that everybody in the world has thought and knows exactly what the hell we're talking about. It's just, well, what vehicle do we use? Well, here's the vehicle. We're gonna take your money and we're gonna run it through the system that we call karma, where we split it up into 3 categories. 20% comes to us, the company, to operate, do this, make sure that we can all function, create the videos, create the stuff that goes on. 40% goes directly to buying and purchasing of food. So that way we can beat the pants off of pretty much every charity out there, except for the actual genuine ones that already came to the game with wealth. And so they're actually just kind of a write-off, another way for people to use and work the system, which is great because I'm a capitalist and that's what you should do. And that's the best kind of charity. But what we're doing is different. That's why the other 40% that we have actually goes into our profit sharing program. So that way we can make karma be real. So that way people can earn income back and then go out and spread and put more karma into the world. Because that's the only way that it's going to spread, is that you reward the action. That just like karma does, period. The more you put it out, the more it'll come back. So all the myths are true. All the stories, all the books, every self-help guy that's ever been out there that's told you the different way of doing it, they've all been telling you the truth. It's just how, what's the vehicle? What are we going to use? How am I going to create it? How am I going to generate it? And, unless you're dealing with the esoteric stuff and getting to the spiritual side where it's not a tangible thing that you can touch, if you want to put it into capitalism, then it gets a little hairy. That's why you got to create something like we got. So.
Well, I think it's the term capitalism has been demonized, of course, because if you can demonize a broad idea, then you don't have to hold individuals accountable. So that's the little, shell game they play.
Well,
but I think that, it's all in how what kind of good do you want to put in the world? And that's what capitalism needs to be.
Well, in its basic and truest form, that's what it's been from the beginning, because that's the only way that someone will come and get something from you.
Yeah.
If all you're putting out is crap and being a jerk to somebody, they're not going to want to come up and give you their money voluntarily. It's called the free market for a reason.
Yep.
And it has, dictates and follows rules just like karma does. And that's why, that's why we are in the business world, is because it has to be, it can't be forced. It's not worth forcing. It's already is. So it's like trying to force the sun to rise at 8 a.m. It's going to come up no matter what. Change the clocks, change whatever you want to do. It don't matter. You can't force nature, so you can't force karma. But
Yeah, well, and it's kind of an interesting thing because you mentioned the fact that all these people that are trying to spin you something, sell you something, give you an idea, they're always lacking a vehicle. And the one thing that's always I found funny about their messages, about the vehicle side of things, is the vehicle is always whatever vehicle excites you.
Yeah.
That's because that's what they're selling, is they're saying, figure out what vehicle excites you. If you get excited about running B&B, start an Airbnb business. Or because
they have vehicles.
Well, the one thing that they can't tell everybody is what's going to get you excited. And that's the one place where karma is a little bit different, because our whole side of it is we are the vehicle. Do whatever makes you excited to promote the vehicle. Make videos. Go play games. Go play, because that's the very inverse of what those guys are selling you. They're saying, I don't know what vehicle gets you excited. Find one and go do it. We're going, here's a cool vehicle. Whatever makes you excited, use that to tell people how cool this is too.
Yeah, well, their vehicle costs too much. How much does it cost to start and open and operate an Airbnb? Can everybody play that game? How much does it cost to get an ATM machine business going? No, what I mean is,
I'm not talking about those individual sellers. I'm talking about just
I'm talking
promotional guys.
I'm talking about your thing with it too, because that's why karma is so universal, is because it's $50 a month. So I can do whatever the hell I want, and all of my income isn't dedicated to trying to run an Airbnb business or trying to do drop shipping on Amazon or trying to do name it. It gives you that, it allows you to get involved in the economic world. It gives you the vehicle, because they'll offer a vehicle, but they're hard. They're different. They're ones that take a lot of time, energy, and stuff that, like they say, there's a reason it's called side hustle.
Oh yeah.
It's because you gotta move and work for it. But with karma, like you're saying, it opens up so many opportunities for everybody to do how and whatever they want. Because it gives you the opportunity to be your own advertisement. the only way to generate some sort of an income
Mhm.
while doing the thing that you love, because otherwise you'd have to be splitting your resources to do it.
Yeah.
And
Which they're already doing, you know.
yeah, with everything else,
Mhm.
you know, you're already taking care of family and paying bills and doing everything else. You know, that's what I mean is you're already doing and trying enough. It's good karma that you need because you're already putting that out into to the world. It's just how can my economic energy get into that as well? But like you're saying, they all have.
Well, I don't watch those. I was thinking more of like the Tony Robbins type, the
Well,
just the
even then-
self-help guys, not the marketing guys. Because I don't watch the YouTube. I've never seen a Grant Cardone video or any one of
But
those
you know
guys.
his name.
Only because you've said his name.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It
so-
doesn't.
You know, that's where I was. That's all that I was meaning is I find it funny. Like I said, those
I don't
promotional
know his
guys,
name,
the
and
self-help
I have never
guys.
said his name.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. You know, the self-help guys, those
Yeah.
guys I know, and they're the ones, they'll tell you whatever, but it's all on you. And we're just going to do it. It's still all on you. Just take a different approach to it. Don't go spending a ton of money on something dumb.
Well,
Get into something easy, you know?
yeah, well, those guys, what they're selling is their product is a different product as of the fact that what they're selling is the enlightenment side of it.
Yeah.
There, you know, where the others are saying like, okay, now you've enlightened, now you've woken up that you're the potential, you're accountable for your action, you're the one that's got to make some sort of change or some karmic energy into the universe to try to get some sort of different outcome from it. And then they all go, now here's where I can come in and make my money, selling a system doing this or
Yeah.
and
I
they're
get
all different
Airbnbs
ideas.
by
And
my
they all
system that does
work.
Airbnbs.
And
Yeah.
that's what I mean by it is like even it doesn't matter which one because they're all getting you to the same end. But but when it boils down to it, what do you need? I need to be able to get involved in the economic game because that's where wealth is generated. It's not generated in philosophy or thinking about ideas. It's not generated in charity. It's not generated in churches or government. They take wealth from businesses. So the game is to get into the economic world. And so in order to do that, I need some sort of thing where I can incorporate or do my business, you know, and that's where making it for as little amount of money as possible is the best idea because then it makes it so everybody can play. And the more people that you have play the game, the more wealth is generated. Because that's the great fallacy that they want to sell you.
Well, and
Is
also
that there's only so much wealth
the more
and we're
people
fighting over it.
are
But
talking to
bring
each
them in.
other. Because there's no way to get into this if you don't know about it. Somebody tells you about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and if more of us are really talking about something, and that something is feeding the world,
Helping.
how? I mean, what better way?
It's a lot better than some of the other dialogue that people are having going on.
Right. Yeah.
So-
we need to be united and remember what's important.
Yeah.
With each other, despite our differences.
Amen.
You know,
But it's, you know,
it takes all kinds, and that's what makes the world a beautiful place because of variety.
yeah, very true. But it's powerful, you know, and that's what I mean by that's what Mark was. He's a philosopher filmmaker. You know, he's a absolute entrepreneur. He's right on a whiteboard talking about numbers and how much product to move. But he has nothing. He doesn't want to be a businessman. He wants to be a film man.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to generate something to be able to do the things that you want. You know, that's the price to play the game that they want is some sort of economic output. It's energy, and we value and or not value. We measure it, quantify it down to money.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, well, fine. How do we generate money doing something that we already love and are already doing?
Well,
and that's what we
I
should
think another beauty of it is you talk about balance, yin and yang, and all that. But then personality types. On one end of the spectrum, you might have someone I want to make a shitload of money.
do.
On the other end of the spectrum, you got something I want to help people.
Yeah.
Well, why not do both?
Well, that's the beauty with karma is when
Yes.
you've got
That's what I'm saying.
a directed outcome.
If you become a millionaire doing karma, you fed
a lot of damn
You
people.
probably fed a couple states of people.
Mm.
Well, that's one of the things about,
And then it spreads, and it can spread out into the world.
I know this isn't exactly helpful for social media stuff and things, but I can't tell you. I said how sick and tired I am of hearing some 21-year-old, 20-year-old, 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid
Mm.
telling me how this is how you get rich, and it's doing something that nobody gives a shit about or cares about, but works.
Right.
You know, like I'm saying, how
Tells
many
you how
more
to get
people?
abs
How
without
many
working
more
out
people?
or-
Yeah.
Mm.
How
or
many?
eating right.
How many more Amazon drop shippers do we need? How many different people do I need selling the same exact product on Amazon, fighting over $1 or $2 so that they can get rich? And how great they think that is. You know, I'm so sick of that dialogue. I want to hear and see somebody get rich because I fed X amount of people. I did so much good in this world. Look what I got. Instead of, I was able to store in my parents' basement 10,000 pairs of Nikes and sell them and make 50, now I'm a millionaire driving. You can do it. It's like, there's no vision to it. There's no dreaming. It's the same old crap.
Yeah.
It's making money for making money. How about you make a difference? And that's how come you have money.
There you go. Right
there.
there.
It's like, for hell's sake, let's stop chasing a profession and start chasing your passion. Start chasing something bigger, create the story of a lifetime, not the income of a lifetime, because you can't take that with you. But if your story is strong, it'll live way past your income. It's like, come on, you guys have put the cart before the horse. So learn to serve the many and the money will come. That's, you look within, you build karma, you chase something bigger than yourself. And at the same time, remember that you're important and that you're there chasing it. And because of that, you should get rewarded for it. And put it to work. Let's do the work. Let's see what happens. It's exciting, but long time coming. Took a decade. Took a long time of us just putting in the effort and showing that we're serious about what we're doing. And the biggest part of that seriousness is that it's not for money. That is the least interesting damn thing in the world.
Changing the world.
Yeah.
Much
Oh, gosh.
neater endeavor.
It's what brings
I
life.
truly believe that we can have our cake and eat it too as a civilization.
Oh yeah.
If we're good to each other and we're honest with
Team people
ourselves and honest with each other,
Big
we
potential.
can build worlds,
Yeah.
not just this one, as humanity. But we got to get together, man.
Yeah.
We got to unite under a common goal of taking care of each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the truth.
And I think that's why this business isn't just a business; it's karma.
It's our idea. It's the action that we've been doing since the beginning of time. It's to generate comfort and consistency in chaos. And that's what we'll do. That's what life has been trying to make. That's what, if you want to call anything, it's what you call the Almighty. It's what's happening. It's comfort and consistency out of pure chaos. And when you get it, it brings absolute joy. So let's make more of it. That's the business in a nutshell. So, but yeah, there you go. But how was work today, Jakey?
Oh, it was there.
Busy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has work. How was your work, Clint?
Busy.
Mine was freezing.
Yeah.
I was at the shop all day. So all I had to do was walk around outside, but it was like slush this deep.
What did you do?
And I wore my Olakais.
Were you checking?
So there was
Were you doing registrations?
hooking trailers up and straight
Just yard
channeling
work.
loads and just doing everyday busy work. But holy hell, that snow was just water.
Mm-hmm.
And my Olakais are like made out of wool. Their kick-ass shoes are comfy, but for hell's sake,
No, they just soak up water.
so I'm wearing.
Swamp foot.
I got my slippers on because I have no socks and shoes because it was freezing.
Well, take your boots.
I got some boots. I got stuff like that, but you know.
Yeah. Maybe if you just keep them in your car or something.
That's where he keeps them.
Yeah. Do you remember
He
when?
has them in
You
his
just didn't
truck.
wanna go get 'em.
Do you no? Do you remember when, like, you were in junior high and your parents would say, "Put your backpack on like a normal person," and then you put it on with one arm?
Mhm.
It's that thing. I never outgrew that.
Mhm.
I'm just a 12-year-old
Yeah.
for eternity.
Everybody.
So it's
went
like
on
I like
with
these
backpacks.
shoes, and yeah.
Mhm.
So
Well, it's
then they made
wear
them and
gloves
they
in the
look
wintertime.
stupid.
Never wear gloves.
But
you
they
know?
made them and they look stupid. I hated those so bad. Do you
Well, you-
remember those when they made the
You gotta have the
the
option.
backpacks with the thing that came across? It was like
Mhm.
a big old
And one
like,
single strap.
yeah, they
Mhm.
not cool.
Mm.
No, so yeah, but the whole thing I suffered because of pure just hard-headedness and stupidity, stubbornness, the true Van der Linden trait of all traits. You know,
It's true.
that's what we do. Pretty hard-headed, but it was chilly willy.
Mhm.
So is the smell of the carpet getting out of
Oh
there?
yeah, no, everything just.
'Cause that would be awful.
It's all about the same. They're still doing construction. We had issues with servers down and stuff this morning. It was kind of crazy. So that's the thing is in the end it's all the craziest part about even karma. You know, one of the biggest things that we leaned into was really the technology of it.
Yeah.
Because in order to facilitate and do what we wanted to do, we needed to keep it cheap, which means we leaned into the business of the 21st century.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to send out catalogs. We don't have to send out hard materials. In all reality, we could. Everything went back to just phones. We could keep it all running. People could call us. We could process orders physically. There's a way that we could do this process still.
Yeah.
It would just be a lot more work. You know, we did a lot to lean into it to make it easier. And luckily, unlike a lot of this quasi self-hosting that a lot of people try to do, we even leaned into that side of it, just saying, let's let the professionals do a lot of it,
Yeah.
which makes it a lot stabler than what we ran into today because it was one guy.
And you
pointing
guys do all
things,
of your hosting.
and everything's right there in house, and we had some people from outside contract in to do some work, and they put in the wrong IP addresses, and everything started fighting with each other and shut it all down.
Yeah.
You know,
That's,
so it's just a little miscommunication. And the next thing you know, boom,
Yeah.
this is where you're at. You know, so.
well, like you're saying with the business of the 21st century, the technology stuff.
It's an
like
incredible thing.
what
It's
else?
a wonderful tool.
What else use it would like? Why? It would be a shame to let that go to waste.
You don't.
Like it's
you don't
made.
want it's made to
It's
do this
here.
kind of thing.
It
But
can connect and generate and
forget.
make something that, like you're saying, could happen through a phone go just crazy.
yeah, absolutely nuts. But
You
don't
know.
forget that it is still
Yeah,
fragile.
So,
This whole thing that we have, all of existence as we see it,
Yeah.
is pretty fragile all the way around still.
Yep.
And that's why it's even more important to work together.
That's
to
why
keep
this
it
kind of
working.
stuff is important
You know?
to use that tool for.
Well, that's what you want when
So.
when your world falls apart as community.
Yeah.
You know, you want,
Well.
and so this business promotes that. You
Yeah.
gotta talk to people.
Well, and-
You gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah.
No?
Use the tool correctly. You know,
Mhm.
like in anything that's going out there, you can use tools to do all kinds of crazy stuff that
Absolutely.
suck and wants to do it right. And what better way to use the tool of technology like internet and being able to integrate websites and back offices and give everybody the ability to have all kinds of different opportunities to spread and share the idea than this. You know, if you use it to try to build a business to do something crappy, you know, sure, you can make money doing it. It might be a great business opportunity, but there's enough chaos and crap in the world.
Mhm.
That's the part that all of us know. That's how come nobody likes and wants bad karma. You know, nobody wants to do that or wants it to come their way, but they'll definitely create it and generate it. But that's what's stupid, is it's like, look, every day's a struggle to survive. Everything, you know, everything is trying to eat us and kill. It's all just a big cosmic explosion. You know, the planets are blowing up, for hell's sake. Like, so don't make it worse. Isn't that the message
Yeah.
of everything that's ever been? Isn't that the idea? Is don't be a dick. Don't make it. Don't add to the chaos, because there's already plenty of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that's, you know, we use a business like this for these tools much better than some of the other stuff going on. And like you said, it's the race, it's the foot race, and that's why we gotta find new ways to talk about it, promote it, and put commercials together and other stuff, and start getting people like you to see this message and go out and talk about it, because it's not all right. But the race is on. We need to use the technology for team people to get us so that we can go do the amazing things that this technology can offer. Or else, like you're saying, we'll have to go back to the old school way, which really sucks, because I don't want to have to be on the phone all day.
No,
I'd much rather have
it's an
these
insane,
automated
it's an
systems.
insane thought process, because that's what we had to do this morning. And
oh god,
this is the crazy part. It really bridges the gap for people like us, because we grew up before a lot of this technology was around. So we remember what it was like a little bit without it. You know, like I was listening to this thing, and this guy talks about how you had those perspective shifts, right? Like in Back to the Future Part 2, when they're in the future, but it's 2015. And what was futuristic? There's fax machines in every room of the house. Fax machines, not computers, not, any fax machines, right? Because in the 80s, the highest technology of the day was a fax machine, But we had that weird gap where we got to see all of the development of the precursor technologies, the early cell phones, the early iPads, the early technologies.
I remember that
right?
Star Trek movie where, Scotty tried to talk to the computer.
Yeah, and he picks up the mouse and tries talking to the mouse. Yeah.
Now we talk to our TVs and our
and we tell it what to do.
phone and our
But it's really funny how you get that perspective.
The craziest one is pre-internet.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, because that's like bigger than the printing press. That right there is probably the greatest.
I can remember when
single
people
jump
were
of
just
technology.
starting to get home PCs.
Yeah.
And it was like DOS stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
type in all these commands to make a thing do that
Yeah.
or something. It was like,
oh yeah. It's crazy, but it gives us that chance of this right here. Like we said, if we lost the internet, Karma could keep going, because we know how to do that work. We know how to make those processes. Kids younger than us, they'd be lost. Because today at my work, that's exactly what happened. We lost access to one server. Nobody could find this documentation. Nobody could think of what to do. And I was lucky enough to go, well, we've downloaded them before, so they're on every single computer that you've ever downloaded it on. So open up that folder and just keep using them. When it comes back online, we file them and go back to work. Everybody was at a loss. Didn't even think that there might be something somewhere to keep it running.
Yeah.
And it's interestingly enough, we've covered all those bases. But we've really leaned into this side of it to making it so easy, so accessible, that it can make an incredible impact very quickly.
Yeah. Well,
because that's the one thing that this technology allows us to do, is that way we could maybe scale 1/30th as fast as what the internet allows us to do.
Well,
because it's how many phone calls can you take in a day?
That's our pace to be like 3,000th of the time frame, but
that's true. Because there are only like 2-3 of us. But you know what I mean?
No, it's that old thing, like we've always said, that how do you eat an elephant a bite at a time? To invite 1 million friends and have them take a bite.
Mm-hmm. We can do that with this.
That's what this is.
This lets us do.
The more people you let play the game, the quicker it goes. The more energy it makes. The more that's how come Henry Ford made it so that his own employees could buy the product.
Yeah.
It's because then it makes it so that you sell them more product.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do. And so, that there's, because in all reality, with what we're doing, the dollar amount doesn't matter, because it's the percentages.
Mm-hmm.
It's the percentage of the dollar goes to these 3 avenues: profit sharing program, purchasing food, and running the company. And so the amount of income is just the number that we throw those percentages at. And so that's why it's like $50, $200, $2,000, $10,000, We can make it be whatever we wanted to start and operate this business. But you make it the smallest amount not possible, then you have more people that can play the game. And because it's all just percentages. And so, and to a salesman, they'll go, yeah, well, that means that I have to do 10 times the amount of work. And it's like, yeah, what? Spreading good karma, being a good person, not getting paid to just go out and do something once and then walk away and act like you've saved the world. No, karma demands consistency. That's part of its rule. That's how it works. Is it doesn't just allow you to go act like you're a good person for one day and then reap benefits for the next year. Karma is action. So it's consistency by definition. So yeah, you can't, we can't build a business that operates that way. We're looking for consistency. So what's better than what can be done consistent? Can you do $10,000 every month? Can you do, no. So we keep cutting that down, going down to what we can. Is it less than your cell phone bill every month? Yeah. Is it less than filling up one tank of gas in your car? Well, yeah. And so now we're starting to deal in the frame of numbers that are feasible for the average everyday person to actually wrap their hands and their minds around and deal with. And then we go, okay, so now that's what you're going to do to own and operate a business. Be like owning a Subway, but you don't have to own the brick and mortar, but you have all the same opportunities. And not only that, without the brick and mortar, we're going to give you back office supplies and the ability to have all these tools that can come with it. So it's definitely, I think, probably the best value that you'll ever find out there, because not only does it offer the economic side, the side of social mobility and being able to actually talk to people and do things, but it does something that we all crave, that we love about charity. It hits right here in your heart because you're doing something that is good, which is you're thinking selflessly. You're doing something for someone else. I don't care what kind of food it is. I just care that there's food there for them to eat, because I know that when they're hungry, they're not going to ask me, is it X, Y, or Z? They're just going to ask, is there something I can have? So we'll just give, just push, we'll just go. And that'll be the action. That'll be our karma, and it'll generate, wealth for people that do that action and push it into the world. And, it's like, look out, see what happens when people actually have an opportunity to be what they want to be, which is good, productive people generating and creating a better world. So it's exciting. It's just, we need you to know about it. We need you to come see it. We need you to hear about it. Spread it.
Scales.
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
You could have your own farms and create your own organic food and
Yeah.
give that to people. The food gets better. More people you get involved, everything gets better.
Yeah. Well, and like what Jake was saying is giving people the opportunity to do what their passion is. We don't tell you to do what to do with the profits that you make by feeding people. So you can do whatever the heck you want. If what you want to do is build sustainable farming communities, go after it. If it's whatever trips your trigger. If you like to go play frisbee golf, build frisbee golf courses. I don't care what you do with the money that you earn from feeding your fellow man. That's your business. But are you making your karma payment? Are you making sure that you're actively acting every month to try to make the world better? Because karma demands consistency. That's what we worry about. We want to know, are you putting the skin in the game? Are you walking the walk instead of just talking the talk? And you can do that for this small of an amount. A consistent, constant effort going towards a dedicated, specific goal that can then be branched out upon, like you're talking about. New ideas, because we don't know what problems will arise when you end hunger. But we as people and humanity can address them. We can put our ideas and our economic output and energy and ingenuity towards it. We're not, it's potential. It's absolute possibility. It's karma. And so that's, we can make great things or we can make it terrible, but I'm ready for the good. I'm sick and tired of hearing about the good old days. I'm ready for the good new ones.
Yeah.
The the great new days, the amazing things that we've done because we put in the legwork, took the time and the responsibility to say that no, there aren't as many hungry people in the world because I feed them every month. There's that much less because I put my effort into it. It's a powerful statement. It's a powerful way to be in business. It's a powerful way to say, you know, I don't just want to make money. I want to make something for somebody else. You know, it's that Greek thing. I've been thinking of Cunt all day. That show, because of that part where she says the Greeks made a bunch of cool stuff like yogurt. And I'm just like yogurt. But the old Greek philosophers, they, you know, when Socrates said, you know, dance like no one's watching. Yeah. And the other one that he said is plant trees that you know, wise men plant trees they know they'll never see. Because it's for the next generation. You know, and so that's, you know, they did make more than just Greek yogurt. And you get that one chick from True Lies to make it so you can poop better. So what's her name? Remember that yogurt?
Oh, Jamie Lee
Activia.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis. That's the truest lie she ever told. Was how much you haven't seen the yogurt poop commercials? Yes, you have. Everybody's seen an Activia commercial. You grew up in the 90s.
I remember for other things. That one slipped by me, I guess.
What else do you remember? What else did Jamie Lee Curtis do besides the?
What do you say?
Poop
True
yogurt.
Lies. She was an
Lies.
actress. She's
She's
in a
in
lot
a
of
lot,
movies.
Halloween.
Oh yeah. That's a small. I'm being an ass. It's funny.
She's married to Christopher Guest.
Is she really? No joke.
Yeah, they've been married a long time.
Holy hell! Okay,
I
I
know
can't make one
The
more joke about the
six-fingered
poop
man.
stuff. Are you shitting me? I had no idea she was married to. That's
Corky.
awesome. One of the greatest directors and
Dude.
writer, like all around Christopher Guest. Amazing.
Mhm.
That's the thing. American movie is a Christopher Guest movie in real life.
Yeah.
It's just like those college kids stumbled across
Mhm.
something
he's a
he
great
wrote.
character actor. He's kind of the Peter Sellers of his day.
Oh man,
Yeah.
he's amazing.
Just a good character actor.
Yeah.
Well, and like I told Mom yesterday,
It's funny
we
stuff.
watched American. It's not an American movie. That's what's on the brain. It's the last Chris Farley movie that was made.
American Heroes.
American Heroes, and that's a Christopher Guest movie.
Mhm.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he wrote it.
he
directed it.
directed that, and it's got Chris Farley in it.
Matthew Perry.
And when I was a kid, that was like my
Eugene Levy.
favorite damn show. I would watch that all the
show's
damn
great.
time. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, Christopher Guest all the way around, the six-fingered man.
Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy and Christopher
Oh, yeah.
Guest. They're all
Yeah.
kind of part of that same Canadian
Yeah, that
Troop.
troop
pipeline,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Too
Their
crazy.
version of Saturday Night Live, I think. It's kind
Yeah.
of the origin of a lot of those
Mhm.
these guys. Catherine O'Hara.
I feel bad that I made fun of her for her. Not made fun of. She made a bunch of movie off that damn yoga.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Jamie Lee Curtis, man.
Yeah,
she's a
Curtis.
huge spokeswoman.
Yeah.
Still
She's
is.
got my vote.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Got your vote.
But that show, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Clint showed it to us yesterday. Kunk on the World.
Kunk on Earth.
Kunk on Earth. Holy
Yeah, that
hell!
was ridiculous.
Like
Mockumentary on
I couldn't-
Netflix.
I couldn't.
She had that one guy squirming so bad
Oh,
with her
man.
comics, like him like looking around, like trying to get out and didn't know what to say. That was brutal. I think she would have made Borat squirt. Because her delivery was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's
That show
it's-
was insane.
It's great. So everybody needs to check that one out because
Yeah.
with that's you gotta laugh. You gotta be able to.
Great
Because
actress,
we're
too.
serious. We like to do stuff, and we take being we take this very serious, and we're gonna move into a new era as the business of taking it even more serious and doing things to try to bring it to its full potential. But we have fun the whole time doing it because that's the power of the cosmos at work. Is it's amazing to watch and fun to see. It's how come you sit and watch fireworks, and it's just so when you get to be part of that, when you get to be active in generating and creating the very future and the fabric that you want to build, because you're acting into it, you're putting karma into it, you know, then you feel like you're walking 6 inches above the ground. So it's you know, it's exciting. It's pretty fun. But
Yeah, sure is.
Well, yeah, and it's like we were saying, it's time people start talking about some good stuff to each other, building community with each other,
well,
camaraderie.
if I'm sick and tired of all those same commercials and all that crap, and everybody trying to tell me how I can have a new gimmick or get rich quick this way, or a new hustle or some way to, if I'm tired of that, so are you. Because I'm just a reflection of the world around me. So if that's the energy that it's putting and making me feel, that's the energy on the world. So apparently they're ready for something like this instead of something like that.
Yeah.
They're ready and waiting for good karma instead of cheap gimmicks and in quick, fast ways to do to get the same old crap. You know, like it's just crap. You know, I did that DDK where I was at the dump. It's like how many products that were shipped on drop Amazon, you know, all the crap gotten out of the ATM machine that you put out there. You got the money for it from there to go to the store to buy it and put it, like, it's all just in a landfill. You know, so if it's all going to turn to shit anyway, it might as well be human. Let's have it be from food so that people are generating, you know, like for health's sake. Yeah, instead of shit that's just plastic and garbage and things that you want because it's a consumable, start giving something away and producing food for people around you so that we can get more people shitting. So we have more team people and we can generate new ideas and create better things and try to get off this friggin' rock and other things like that and try to do something amazing.
We say get off this rock. I mean, this kind of idea scales.
That's how you do it. This gives
Infinitely.
people the way to do those things. This is team people. This is what it is. It's understanding we are a function of the cosmos. How does the cosmos function? How can we then get in harmony with that movement so that way we can get our best output for our energy? And we call it economics. So let's put karma into our economics.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. How about we try that? You know, and
Yeah, dude.
that's how come it can't be. You know, this is our idea. It can't be. It's been around forever. We've known it. Like you're saying, technology's just caught up. And not only that, what else caught up? A pack of 3 Vanderlins that are hard-headed enough to try to actually put it into a business form. Sit here for 2 years talking to everybody. You know, it takes that. It's consistency. That's what creates the world. You know, so powerful. Very, very cool.
Sure is.
So,
It's incredibly powerful.
yeah. So
Let's make it so someday, you know, AI can tell us the answer, you know, what saves humanity.
well,
And they'll say karma,
well, that's
right?
well, that's the only
That's
thing that it
it.
doesn't do is the human
What is that
element.
chat AGBT?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chat.
I haven't
or whatever
looked
it's
into it
called.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of a game changer, you know, because it can
They all are.
write a thesis in
Yeah.
10 seconds. It's like flawless.
Yeah.
So people are like, well, you know, what are we going to ask this thing? What are we going to ask it?
You don't
Maybe
need to
someday
ask
they'll
it
say,
No.
Why would you ask?
how was humanity saved?
Well, you know what's
Because they
silly about
decided
that?
to make their money by by helping each other.
What's silly about the whole thing is all of its input that it's getting was generated by us. So
Right,
why
it
would
doesn't
you
have any
ask, how
experience.
can it ask us? How can we ask it anything if we've told it everything?
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean?
well, I
Like,
see
it
your
has
point,
to-
but
it
what
has
it
to-
does is it's collecting the data and
I
spelling it out.
exactly.
It's
But
doing
but
all
that's
the hard
but that's
work.
all it's doing,
Right.
and that's how come that's what is special about
Its
human
philosophies can only be as grand as the ones that learn from. That's
Yeah.
what you're saying, basically.
Yeah.
Well, if that's where it's getting its input, the second that it would become able to be sentient like us and be able to take optic input or some other input from an outside source and make its own observation about it and then put it forward, then until it can do that, it's just a robot.
Mhm.
Even no matter how quick it can do it.
Mhm.
But the thing, like we're saying, is that what's it hooked to be able to get this knowledge? Does it have eyes yet? Does it have a body to interact with the universe to then try to come back to? And the answer is yes, it's us, because we're putting that data in right now through this digital form. And so
Well, and it doesn't-
we're just the
it
organs of
doesn't
the
have-
AI. That's what that one philosopher always would talk about. That's where the reproductive organ.
Well, the
It has
reproductive
to
organs
be.
of technology
But that's
is what was his whole
because
thing.
it's its natural process it's
Yeah.
getting to hear. But the thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't do what doesn't make logical sense. A computer always does rational thinking. Humanity, karma, the human element will do the irrational.
Mhm.
And so that's what we need to lean into, as saying that's where we bring value. And so we can, like Elon Musk said, in a way to merge with AI instead of being wiped out or one picking or the other, that's the truth. Is that for no logical reason does it make sense to take care of a weak, dying person, but we do it anyway.
Right.
So that's what we need to lean into. Because if we try to lean into,
Because
we're
essentially,
good at math.
humanity understands
Yeah.
pain.
Well, because it's
Well,
the
it
one thing.
understands suffering.
we have an input
It's
mechanism.
the one
they
thing
don't.
that it doesn't have.
Right.
It
It
doesn't have a body to do
understands-
that.
It understands death.
Numbers,
Well,
logic,
it's
and death is part of that, but in just cold
I'm
numbers.
talking about humanity.
Oh, humanity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We understand that.
We understand
The
the
subtle nuance
fragileness
of
of
it.
life.
Yeah.
We understand pain.
Yeah.
And we have millions of years of genetic memory
Of that,
of that.
well, and that's just it. Is
and that's the
it's
value.
that life experience.
Yeah.
Humans are very lucky in the fact that we've got this shared life experience that goes back so far that we can look at things and say life is precious.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing where the AI side of it is really a more of a melding of the same, is because when you start giving it the time to have that experience, and not just the time of saying, plug in, look at all the history, and then tell us what the experience was, but for it to actually have had the experience to address it. Well, now we're all on the same page,
Well, what's fun with this is
So-
that, like,
because you run into the thing. I was listening to this
What time is
talk about it.
Have you gone
So
over?
it's- Yeah, we've gone over
That's
a little
good.
bit.
That's all right.
I was listening to this thing talking about how, with all of this new automation to self-driving cars and all that kind of stuff, there's two arguments that are both true. One is that self-driving cars with autopilot are going to save lives eventually. To get there, there's going to be a lot of accidents to create the experiences for that AI to learn what not to do to cause those accidents. So at the same time, there's going to be a lot of people killed from this process. There's eventually an inverse where these are going to start not being as problematic, but there's always going to be that learn up time. So when do you start making those adjustments for these things to learn? And you try not to, because in all reality, you need to have two separate areas, because loss of life is not a good thing.
well,
But
this
the
is
AI development is just as important.
well, this is like what
So
we're saying.
integration.
Well,
That's why everybody in a self-driving car hands on the fucking wheel.
well,
Idiot.
well,
Because you're the one that can stop it when things are going bad. When you see the things that it can't understand.
Mhm.
It's why it needs to be that merging, and that's the only way that it can go.
it's
Because like I said, both statements are true. Both things are fact and can't be disproven until we start letting it play out.
But the thing that's hard with that is like you're saying, in both instances, we're acting as though there's some etherical idea or entity that's going to make the decision.
No,
and the answer is there is not.
We've got to let it go.
No one has a right or right to do it. That's how come it's karma, that's free market.
Yeah. We have to start letting some of these things
you have
play
to
out
allow
and quit looking for scapegoats and people,
if the juice is worth the squeeze, it will happen.
It'll play out in the end.
But to say that, well, it's worth sacrificing the people to learn how to have an automated car, who are you to make that statement, and are you willing to be the first one to be sacrificed? Because that's the question that I'd ask.
Yeah.
And then the question goes vice versa. And so the answer is, well, the karma will figure it out. The action will take care of it. The free market, you don't put it in and you don't force it, and it'll start to work itself out.
Just exist,
and that's
you
why
see what happens.
That's the one thing that's there. But
because that's the hard part, like you said, about putting things in and asking it questions. Well, you need to let it get some experience before it's going to pontificate on its own.
It can't have an experience like you're saying. It needs to have some form of body to be able to get to because like you're saying, it doesn't feel the loss of time or death or it's like you said, we've got a body of historical memory that dictates why we would do certain things like that. And it couldn't even fathom that idea until it has one, because just the simple fact of saying, oh well, life is precious as a computer, it's not.
No.
In the cosmos, it's extremely prevalent and in multiple forms. And the fact that you think that yours is better than others shows that you're, but it's not a thought that I think it's precious. It's a feeling. It's something that can't be explained, and that's that human element that we lean into. That's how come you need to, that's what we'll make our money or wealth off of. That's what energy will bring into the world, is this, I would almost call it like cosmic wisdom, the understanding that yes, everything is finite and gonna explode, but that in itself is exactly how come it's so cool.
What if you call it Karsmic?
Karma music. That's gonna be the next thing. It's take me to Tokyo, coming your way.
Cosmic is energy. Karma is energy. It's all action.
That's the thing.
And that's the thing.
It's all the same.
It's all the expression. So
that's why it's so universal. You put it into business form. You can put it into a religious form. You can put it into a government form. It's the idea and expression of energy manifesting itself in a physical way that we can see. That's all karma means.
You want to know what the underlying side of all
you put that into
to come back to an American document. It's about self-governance.
Yeah. Well,
that's the control side of it, because in the end, you've got to be able to take care of yourself, to take care of others.
That's the control. Like you just said it, that's the control.
Yeah, that's the control. And that's every bit about it goes back to how capable are you of self-governance, of minding your own things and taking care of your households, that you can start doing something more, including this part of it, straight down to the physical, So
you force the water and it goes right through.
What was the whole founding principle of the fucking United States? Self-governance. We can all learn to take care of ourselves and work together without rulers and dictators and people on high telling us how to live, what to eat, what to think, how to dream. That's
powerful stuff.
That's
where it
how
comes from.
If you want to change the world, change
Start with
yourself.
self.
Right there.
And that's a good. I guess that's the wrap up point for tonight, guys.
Well, thanks for letting me come on.
Thanks for coming on, Rexy Boy, Clint. Thank you guys for coming on. It's always awesome to have the brothers.
I didn't even take one drink the whole time we were here.
Shit!
I didn't. No, it's right there.
You didn't take.
There's not even one thing in the gutter.
You just
I opened
it.
And
Made
everything.
a noise to open it and then let it sit.
Imagine that. Rex starts talking and he won't eat, he won't drink, he won't sleep.
Dead soda.
Just talk.
Well, when the spirit of that takes you,
The spirit. That's so fun. That's the part that makes me laugh about it the most. Is they co-opt those words and lay claim to them. All these ancient forms of wisdom and all this other like that. when the spirit takes. It's such powerful imagery, and you know exactly what the hell they mean. But then they got to put it into some little box and say, "But we're the one that gives it to you." And it's like
It's going to cost you
friggin'
$10.99 a month
You know,
for the
it's
next
so
36 years
special.
of your life.
It's so neat. It just
Mhm.
drives me nuts. And that's what I love about what we do too, is it's like, no, this is the next evolution of that, because we don't need to do the good but for some cosmic scorekeep. It's because it's just because it makes it good. You know, it's good it's good policy. It's not because so and so told me to, and it's going to give me a goodie in the end.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Well, it's like if you're
but like I
just
said,
worried
they come out
about
those good
getting
words.
into heaven,
Yeah.
just forget that. Just make heaven here.
Mhm.
And if you do that, if there is a heaven,
You're already there.
You'll get there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You've already been at the coat
Yep.
check. You've already put you've already waited in line.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I said,
So it doesn't matter what you believe.
they're clever. Thousands of
Believe
years
in
of
each other,
marketing.
believe in yourself.
Mhm.
Friggin' spirit takes it. Wow, how powerful! Like such good admit
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's good wizardry,
Well,
sorcery,
I'm telling
and
you.
all that kind of
it's
fun stuff.
R&D, rip off and duplicate. That's what you do. You know,
You sure do. The karma way.
KJ,
With action. Okay, guys, until next time, Karmic Transmission. We gave up on numbering at this point. I kind of think we'll get back to it eventually.
Sure.
Sometime down the road. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
as always, check out our website, karmicarnate.com. If you want to make your impact felt with us, click that button, make your impact felt, and buy a little food for the people that need it. Because
I dare you.
it's coming up this weekend too.
Yeah.
We're going to be buying and delivering food this Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's that time. Like we said, wherever we're at, it's time to make an impact.
Like cosmic karmic clockwork.
Oh, boy.
Orange.
Now he's going to rhyme us all the
Cosmic
way
karmic
out.
clockwork orange.
That's not a good thing.
Hold
You
your
don't-
eyeballs open and
You
make you watch
don't want
videos
to
of
do
people
the
giving
reverse
gifts away and
ego
shit.
thing. You don't
Could
want
you
to do that.
imagine? It's like people
That's-
being nice.
This is bad. This
Freaking
is a
out.
bad direction for this wrap up. But we'll call it good there, guys. Until
Where-
next time, karma out
Yeah.
with this guy.
We're a jock strap and everything like that guy. So
Beating
okay,
people with
karma out. Beating them with
Giant
kindness.
phallic.
No, it's good stuff. This karma wise, so everything would be like tying you up and everything's like panda bears and shit. I get it.